Hi and welcome to Expondo Gastro Experts. We are continuing the cycle about promotion and image for your food truck, and we are following with the subject how to win guests, win customers with tastings. My name is Michał Orłowski. Let's have a look. Right, before we get started, let me quickly remind you this program is being streamed live, so please use our live chat to ask questions and let us know what you think about it. The more you use it, the better we will cover the subject, which is today tastings as a form of marketing and a form of getting customers in. So in no other industry like hospitality, taste is so important. As the saying goes, through the stomach to the heart. So basically, you need to let your customers know what you're selling, because very often people don't know what they want before they taste it. When they taste it and they like it, they actually start searching for it. They're missing it. They are talking about it, and that's the best form of marketing you can wish for your business. Word of mouth, that's what it is. So basically, it's called sensory marketing, and according to a latest study from I believe 2005 from Lindstrom and Kotler, it is said that the sense of taste affects the brand building in 31%. So it's 1/3 of your efforts is the taste. So absolutely, the better the product, the better it affects your customers and guests. So yeah, basically up to 95% of our purchases is unconscious. So if you create a sort of tie with your guests, it will basically affect their behavior, and they start buying from your place because they like it, because you're building up a so-called love mark that I already spoke about, and I will repeat it many times over because it is really important to create that. But basically tastings can take different forms and have more than one purpose. So first of all, actually let me start from the back. Tasting is a form of training for yourself. You can test your product. You can evaluate the efficiency of your food truck, of your kitchen and service. So you basically training for what may happen in the future when the customers arrive. So you're getting all the information with this prices, so you can detect difficulties, you can detect processes, inefficient processes, and you can fix it. So that's what the tastings are for. You're basically creating in an artificial environment your products, and you can see and gather information, especially important for businesses that are just starting. But generally, with every menu change, every change in configuration of equipment, it is necessary to, it is worth to just do a tasting, do samples, just send it out. And because you're doing it anyway, just send it to your customers, potential customers, passerbys, just to let them know that you exist. So that's the huge thing. But generally, they're talking about training. If we already have an idea before the business even started, it's great to start working, doing some trials, and while you're doing it, you're training yourself, so you can actually update your setup. You can progress if it comes to service and everything, but also you're learning how to operate. So you can train people with the knowledge you gathered. You can actually pass on to your trainees and future employees, which is great, which is very important. You don't want to train people on a living organism while you're in in a rush, while your customers are waiting. That's not the time for making for training. So basically you can start as soon as you can. Besides, as I said, you're getting very valuable information about your product, your guests, and so on. So basically, continuing, Tasting, in a sense, can also take different forms, and of course it's connected with certain costs, like it always costs something, but you can reduce the size of the portions. You can cut it up in little bite-sized pieces in order to just give a taste to someone, but generally it can be quite efficient as well as in income-wise. So basically, let's say on an example, you're aiming for office workers in a central business district, right? You have a spot there between few offices. If you go in an office handing out even full-size dishes to your potential customers, first of all, that's another opportunity to gather information about the preferences, how they work, what's the best time, what they eat, like what they prefer, like if they like heavy things because they really working really hard long in the night, or if they have a rather preference and maybe a about lighter dishes that will not make them full because they're finishing at 2 p.m. and they're going for a full dinner at home. You can adjust your offer thanks to that, and of course you are also binding your customers with you. You're addicting your customers to your offer. So basically, if you run with a sample run through the office once or twice a week, next week, well, they will think about it. All right, I know where they are. I'll go and visit it. I'm hungry. So they go for your business. Without handing out freebies, well, the chance that they will come to you, well, if there's a lot of competition around, is pretty slim. So you have to increase your chances. I've been saying it many, many times. Hospitality generally is a game of chances. You want to increase yours as much as you can. So handing out food can be actually quite good. Besides, if you can do it, you can go with a catering offer. So as I said, like full-size dishes. Make sure you do it once or twice a week if your capability allows it. If you can do it in your kitchen. For a large group of people. If you know the order in advance, why not? And basically, if you do it once or twice a week with a catering offer like that, they will probably, on the other days, will be looking for it. So it can actually be quite beneficial for you if it comes to finance. Also very important is the fact that all such actions like tastings, trainings, are a great opportunity to post it on social medias. People love it. Besides, you are getting to people who didn't have the opportunity to get a sample. But they see you doing something, but they see that you are handing out something, freebies, and people love freebies. And it actually shows that you do care about your business, that you do care about your customers, that it's not only something for something, that you're not just give and take, give and take, give and take. You sometimes just give, and this is great for building the so-called love mark I already mentioned, because it is really important about creating the love mark. Excuse me. It's just the more you give to people, the more they like you. And the more they are forgiving if something bad happens. That's one thing. Besides, they will recommend you if they like you. If they like just just one thing about you, make sure they like more. That you give them the taste, that you give them this, the looks and the enthusiasm of your stuff. So that all combined will increase your chances of success. All right, I see there's questions coming in. So let's switch to Q&A mode. All right, first from Lloyd. Is it questions from the email first? Lloyd is asking, is it really worth it on trips? So if you're going to a different location. Well, absolutely. Let me put it to you in an example that I've actually experienced. I already spoke about the Green Festival I visited in London, in Olsztyn. And I entered the concert grounds quite early on because we were a little kid and we wanted to avoid all the crazy crowds during the concerts. And basically, as soon as we entered the festival grounds, I've noticed several people, staff probably from the organizer, who are carrying very characteristic cones with fries in it, with a very cute little sauce holder on the cone, with the logo on it and everything. There weren't many, but it was noticeable. People were carrying it around, and by the time the concert started, basically, guess where the biggest queue was? Because I've noticed that the food truck that was selling those fries was giving it to the staff for free. But in the end, when the concert started, that's where the biggest queue was, because everybody noticed those characteristic cups. So every time you're out somewhere, make sure you let people know what you do and how you do it, and make sure you give them something, because they will feel obliged to visit you, more or less, of course. So you cannot force anyone, but it generally creates a bound, so-called. So people will be more likely to visit your place if you give them something, or when they see something. So it's not only the people you give it to, but everyone around it who sees that you actually gave something out. All right, second question is from Samantha. Does the sample necessarily have to be distributed the same product that we want to sell? The way I get the question, no, it doesn't. It is good to hand out stuff that, well, actually, let me put it in other words. It is highly, highly important to serve or hand out something that is tightly connected with your profile of your activity. So if you are, let's say, on an example, selling Mexican cuisine, but you don't want to give, and your product is basically undividable. So let's say you cannot just cut tacos in half and send it out, because they will just fall apart. The burrito is too huge and you can't make it any smaller. And the quesadilla basically, well, it is, I don't know, like for some reason you cannot serve it in small bite-sized pieces, then why not? I've seen it the other day. What they did, and it was a Mexican cuisine. What they did churros, salty churros with melted cream cheese, generally like over-baked with cheese, and some salsa on it. And it was fantastic. And that was so delicious. I went there, although I couldn't find any churros anymore, because that was just a freebie. I kind of felt, all right, that sample was really tasty. So the tacos and the quesadillas and the burritos or the chimichangas they were selling, they must be tasty too. So I used their services. And that's basically how it works. The only thing you have to remember, it needs to be tightly connected to your profile of activity. So if you are selling hot dogs, there's no point of handing out ice cream, because people who had the ice cream and they're coming for ice cream, they will not buy a hot dog. That's how simple it is. All right. I'll give you a couple of seconds for questions on the live chat. I just use the time, so feel free to go through our archive materials about promotion and image, about the food truck. Also, tomorrow we'll be doing a product comparison of meat wolves, so meat grinders. And on Monday we'll be talking about the cars basis, so we're going technical, all right? So in future episodes we're talking about the cars, then we're talking about the laws, law requirements, and so on and so on. And of course we'll be doing the Q&A session sometime soon as well. So, all right, that's pretty much it. I'd like to thank you for watching, thank you for asking questions. If there's anything else, feel free to write me an email on the address below. It will all come to my inbox. I will try to answer them all individually. If there's plenty to one particular question, then we will make another episode on it. On my behalf, again, thank you very much for watching, and I hope I see you next time.